You should be on. Yep. Everybody's watching right now. That's all right. Let's see East. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna put this on Facebook. Bear with us, folks. We're just getting ourselves set here. And here we go. Here we go. I'm going to share that. Share the page. There. Bam. All right, folks, get your comments in. As you can see, the Amish one, Cy Fenwick, has joined the Chicken Smoot Show. He's our producer du jour. We are all not at Augie's tonight. We are at home tonight. A little different because of the late start and everything else. We figured, what the heck? Let us get some rest. And shortly we'll have Mr. Smoot will come in, and we're going to have a special guest, Chris Baker, former Washington footballer, will join us as well. I am recording. You can hear me fine, right, Cy?
Yes, sir. What are you drinking there? What beer are you?
Got a little Guinness.
Ah, nice.
I started drinking Guinness after the the Scotland trip many moons ago.
Nice. Solid.
So we are off and running. Let me put this on a full screen so I ain't got to worry about it. What's up, peoples? What y'all doing? It's an amazing, amazing night for the Washington franchise. Chick Hernandez here. Fred Smoot will be here shortly. The Amish one, Cy Fenwick in the house. And we are here on a night when the Washington football team has clinched the NFC East title.
Unbelievable.
And saying it out loud just still doesn't make it real for me.
Unbelievable.
But it's real. 20-14, a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. And I cannot wait for the New York's, what is it? The Post? The headline tomorrow. Yeah, the New York Post headline should be something spectacular after what Doug Peterson did. Third quarter.
Sudfeld? How do you go to Sudfeld?
Jalen Hurts is creating some problems for the Washington team. You're kind of waiting for that ticking time bomb, and then here comes Nate Sudfeld, former Washington football
One
player.
of the best things that I've ever heard in my life was Jim Nantz saying, "What was that?" on that last drive.
Right.
On a Sudfeld throw.
Oh, by the way, look who's coming in here. Oh, Swaggy. All I see is ceiling from Swaggy right now.
Yep. I see a ceiling.
Oh,
there he is.
There is Swaggy. Chris Baker in the house. Can you hear me, Chris?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeedy. We're waiting on Fred Smoot to come in. He's
coming back from the bar somewhere.
It's quite possible. So joining us is Chris Baker, former Washington footballer, who well knows what the playoffs are like for this franchise. Was there during the last time these football teams in the playoffs, and was on Twitter tonight, absolutely going nuts, which I loved, by the way. I absolutely loved it. So, Bake, I'm sitting there drinking a Guinness. It's a celebration beer.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Absolutely. So give me your initial thoughts here on this team winning the NFC East with a 7-win season. Yep, he's breaking up now. Can you hear me, Chris? Yep, he's breaking up. He's moving around. He's breaking up, and now he's gone. And it's like and maybe he's back.
He'll be back. He's getting to I'm sure he's getting to a.
Yeah, getting to a location. It's like the Eagles offense. It was there, then it wasn't. It was there, then it wasn't. Oh, that's tasty. That is good.
No Bloody Mary for you tonight?
No Bloody Marys. All right, I'm looking on here. That's funny. Somebody on Facebook said, I thought I was going to hear, "Do you believe in miracles?" from Al Michaels. Well, that's not going to happen.
No.
Lola says we actually did it. Yeah. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned at it all, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, did not. Do you know how much money we could have made if we had bet before the season? If we had gone to Vegas and bet on the Washington football team making the playoffs, how much money you could have made?
I wonder what the number is. I'm sure there's a way to get to it to see what they were before the season started.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just it is unbelievable. Waiting on Fred Smoot, and hopefully Chris Baker will rejoin us here. Final numbers for the Washington football team: Alex Smith, 22 of 32 for 162, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Those were not good ones, by the way. The running game was absolutely horrendous. 103 yards total for Washington, 118 for Philadelphia. And passing, Philadelphia, they threw for 98 yards tonight. Yep. 98 yards. You could not have asked for a better scenario if you're a Washington football team fan. Although Jalen Hurts was going to be a problem. Hurts' numbers, let me get this out of the way for a second. Hurts 7 of 20 for 72 yards, 1 INT. But his running was hurting people. 8 carries for 34 yards.
Well played.
Yep. Let's see if So I'm stunned. I can't wait to see what Ron Rivera says, and I really can't wait to see what Doug Peterson says about that move to Nate Sudfeld. Benching Jalen Hurts just makes no sense.
What was the? I have no words. What the hell was that? That was so baffling. How do you make that decision, especially with the Eagles? Their season's lost. Might as well see what you have in Hurts. Like, I don't understand why. The reasoning. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm looking at tweets. And I'm trying to search out Giants tweets. Darius Slayton. Why on God's green earth is Jalen Hurts not in the game? That was a while ago, obviously. But I mean, the Giants must be just thinking to themselves, they had a chance. Giants did their part. They beat Dallas. They sat back and watched Sunday Night Football and then watched it just disappear because I'm sure they thought they had a chance.
Yep.
Certainly.
Meanwhile, 3 AFC North teams made the playoffs with 10 or more wins, but we have a team here making the playoffs with.
So if you're on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube when you're watching, Chick Hernandez here along with Cy Fenwick, we call him the Amish Man or Lightfoot. He's in, where you at? You in Rockville?
Yep, in Rockville.
In Rockville, Maryland. I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland. And Mr. Smoot hopefully will join us here at some point. There comes Baker again. Let's try Baker one more time. Get back to Chris Baker. All right, here we go. All right, we lost you for a little while. There he is. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Try this again.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. He's back. Oh, look, he's got a switch. Got a sweatshirt on. Nice.
Throwback.
Very nice. So, dude, I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm looking at you on Twitter, and you're having a lot of fun with folks. It was awesome. Just give me your thoughts on. I'm sure you watched this team this year and what they went through. You got a quarterback who nearly died 2 years ago, almost lost his leg. You got a head coach who was battling cancer during the season. You had a number 1 pick, a first-round pick quarterback waived on Monday. And here they are, NFC East champs. I know that you guys, when you played, you had a circus. It was a circus in your squad. I'm not sure what to call this one, but this was amazing.
It was definitely amazing. When you're talking about fighting through adversity, this team is the prime example for fighting through adversity, especially with the coach going through all the things that he's went through with cancer and then all the things that happened with Haskins. A lot of us was rooting for Haskins, but just from the outside looking in, you could tell he has a lot of maturing to do. So it was definitely hard to see that happening, but the guys stayed together and just kept finding a way to get the wins that they needed to win. And at the end of the day, they won the NFC East, and that's all you can ask for. There's a chance to go to the playoffs.
It's unbelievable. And they're going against your old squad. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming into town. By the way, Washington has a home. They're hosting a game. It doesn't compute. They're going to host the game next Saturday, 8:15.
All you got to do is win your division, man. Don't matter what the record is, man. Just win your division and get a chance. Everybody's 0-0 starting on Saturday. So
yeah, it's true. And with this defense, as you played on in the position, this defense for Washington, that's not one you want to face. I don't care who you are. You don't want to face a team like that, a unit like that in the playoffs because, man, they can wreak some havoc.
Without a question, I feel like the playoffs really come to the offensive and defensive line. You know, if the offensive line can move the defensive line away and create running lanes and protect their quarterback, then they're going to do good. If the defensive line is able to disrupt the offensive line and get after that quarterback and make plays in the backfield, then it's to their advantage. So, you know, our defense is really good, especially with our front seven, our front four, all first-round picks. So the expectations are high, and they all have been balling, man. When you look at Sweat, Kerrigan, Young, Payne, like everybody's making some type of play, and it's really exciting to see.
Now that combo of Montez Sweat and Chase Young, and you could tell tonight, even Chase, where he didn't get to the quarterback a couple times, but the pressure that he put on the outside, you know,
Yeah,
he went through a lot,
right?
Yeah, every pass play you have to be worried, and you have to know where this guy is at because he's such a disruptive player. You know, any given play, he could be going for a sack, forced fumble. He could be going and getting a scoop, a fumble, and run it back for a touchdown. You know, so even if he's not making sacks, he's hurrying up the quarterback, getting them off the spot. You know, and to have a rotation of guys that can just keep coming and the production doesn't let off is really amazing.
Yeah, if you're getting double teamed as a rookie, that's respect, right?
Oh, without a question. You know, anytime you're getting double teamed, you know, it's definitely respecting. You know, you have to watch him the whole game because it's like a constant chip going on, or just, they're trying to scheme some way to slow him down. But you know, he finds a way to keep getting off that edge and creating pressure.
I said it during our pregame show. We are 15 years and 2 days away from when Sean Taylor did it. In 2005, a little scoop and score and seal the deal in Philadelphia.
Man, you're making me feel a little old, man, because 2005 was my graduation year.
Well, you know, we all grow up at some point. I haven't yet.
Well, neither has Smoot. Obviously, he's not here.
Smoot hadn't. By the way, I don't know if Baker knows. That's Cy. By the way, that's Cy Fenwick, our producer.
How you doing, Cyrus?
Oh, my man, I'm doing well.
That's right. So I would love to be a fly on the wall in the New York Giants. I guess exit tomorrow. I mean, they're watching this game tonight and they're thinking, okay, you know what? Still in it. And Jalen can do some things, might hurt him. And then all of a sudden, here comes Nate Sundfeld onto the field, and they must have just crapped themselves.
Oh my goodness! There's no explanation that I could come up with to see why Peterson would make that switch at quarterback, because it wasn't as if Jalen was playing bad. I mean, he was having a pretty good game, and we made a good defensive play and rushed him, and he missed that throw just by a couple of inches.
Right.
And then for Nate to come in the game and then like 2 straight turnovers is like, well, what the hell did you do that for? You know what I mean? But as a Washington fan, I'm like, hey, great, put Nate in, let him mess it up, and hey, let's win this NFC East, and that's what happened. So I'm not complaining as a fan, but it did suck to see Jalen get benched, especially when he was playing pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense from several standpoints. One, Jalen Hurts, young quarterback, trying to find his way. You want to keep seeing him play. You want to see him play in pressure situations. Then you pull him out, and I don't know what Doug told him other than, hey, dude, you're our guy, but I got to see your backup. I don't know if he did that. If he did that, fine.
That's what you do in the preseason, but not in a regular season game. I mean, there's so many guys in that locker room that has won, that probably won the championship with the team, so they're not going out here trying to lose games. And if you're really going to figure out what you're going to do as a team moving forward, especially with the disgruntled what's the other quarterback name?
Carson Wentz. Why didn't he dress?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz. A healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch. What was that?
I don't know. And it's like, if the relationship is really tarnished between him and the head coach, why wouldn't you see what kind of quarterback you have to go into the next season with? Like, it makes zero sense.
Especially with how much money they're paying Carson Wentz. You'd think that
$75 million, dude.
Yeah,
$75 million to be a healthy scratch. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Doesn't make any sense.
And then the quarterback that you have to basically replace him, you bench him for no reason.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about it on the pregame show, and we had Jason Campbell on the pregame show.
JC.
That's right, and he said He said, "Oh, well, Carson knew it was over when a statue of Nick Foles was put up outside Philadelphia Stadium." I mean, come on. It's terrible.
Nick Foles is my guy. I love him. Can't you
Yeah.
tell? Me and Nick Foles have a great relationship.
Do you now? Sure. Waiting on Smoot. Who knows what Smoot's doing? What are you up to these days? What are you doing?
Man, I'm just relaxing up here in Connecticut. You know, I have my trucking company here, so I just been trying to figure out life after football, and I've been doing my logistics here. So, you know, it's been a blessing. You know, I played 9 years in the NFL as an undrafted guy, and now it's time to turn the page. And I'm loving this logistics.
How old are your kids?
My daughter is about to turn 5 in a couple of days, and my son is 2.
Okay, yeah, I remember when your daughter was born.
Yeah. It was right before the playoff game when we played the Packers.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see what the New York Post headlines is tomorrow. As to what
it's going to be crazy. It's
going to be crazy. I mean, if you're in that Philadelphia locker room, you have to be. You know, when you watch Nate walk out the field, you're like, dude, what are we doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, so many guys are going to. They're probably going to pull a Marshawn Lynch during the press conference. Next question.
Yeah. I mean, if they're smart, they will.
Right.
We saw a quarterback for Washington in Alex Smith, who still, you can tell, that calf injury. I think it's worse than they're going to really tell us. But he
without
was
a question,
hanging.
You know, I think he just gutted it out this game. You know, I feel like the adrenaline just helped him get through. But you could tell every time they blitzed and made him roll out, he was uncomfortable. You could see when he walked back to the huddle that he was always wincing, like, damn, my shit hurt.
Right.
But, you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, so, you know, hopefully he could get it together. But if not, hopefully, what's the other kid? Heineken?
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, Heineke. Yeah, hopefully he could come in and give us a fresh boost if needed. But hopefully our run game and our defense could get us through.
I mean, that's the thing is, along with how crazy the season's been, he might be going, as he did last week, he might be going to his 4th quarterback, who played pretty well, by the way, last week against Carolina, to come in and mop up for Dwayne. But this, I don't know what to expect. They do have a running game. This gives Terry McLaurin a few more days on that high ankle sprain to get it better, because he is dangerous no matter what.
Question him and this new tight end, man. I love this
Logan Thomas, dude. How about that? Former quarterback.
And he is a stud. I didn't think we'll have another tight end like Jordan Reed again. But this Logan Thomas guy has really he's been impressive. He definitely reminds me of someone like Jordan Reed. I feel like Jordan Reed was a little bit more shiftier and can do like a little wide receiver stuff, but this Logan Thomas has been stepping up all game. He's been doing good in the run game and in the pass game. I'm impressed with him.
Yeah, and he's got a body that can take a hit, as where Jordan Reed, not so much.
Yeah, I know.
Not so much. I mean, and Logan went up high for that ball. I think if Jordan would have caught that ball, he'd have come back down and something would have snapped on his body.
Man, it was rough watching Jordan sometimes. He was such a great player, but we just knew if it was a hard hit, he probably out of the game, man. But that's my dog, though. But it sucked, you know what I mean? Because you always want a player like Jordan on your team because he was just so gifted. But you just always feared for his safety. Like even during camp, it was like, we want him to practice, but if he's going to get hurt, I'd rather him not practice and just playing the game.
I know we have a playoff game coming up, but I do want to ask you, what do you think the Washington football team should do with quarterback in the offseason? Draft, free agent? Where do you see them going as far as the quarterback route?
That's a tough question. You know, I'm not sure where we're going to be placed in the draft to pick. I'm not sure what our real pressing needs are as a team. I think we could squeak through another year with Alex Smith if he could get healthy. I would like to see him groom another quarterback if possible. I would like to get like a quarterback maybe in the 2nd, 3rd round, someone who we could really turn the ice over to, but not go out on a limb and get another 1st round pick and then have to redshirt him in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, there's a lot of options that we can do. You know, the running back came out of nowhere. I think he was a low round draft pick or something like that, and he's been balling out. So, you know, I don't know how the offensive line is holding up. You know, anytime you lose a guy like Trent, it's hard to find somebody to replace a left tackle, and your left tackle is the cornerstone of your offensive scheme. You know, because if he can block the blind side for the quarterback, you're gonna have a long day. You know what I mean? So
So they put they just gave an extension to the center, Chase Rouillet, till 2024.
Yeah, he's been solid, man.
He's been solid. Yeah, he's
right
solid.
next to Brandon Sheriff. I mean, that helps having Sheriff right next to you.
There's no question. So I'm looking at Twitter tonight, and then all of a sudden, Will Blackman starts tweeting, and you start chiming in. So I got to hear the story. I know part of, like, I played.
Oh, here we go.
I played golf with Jay Gruden a couple of years ago, and he explained to me what took place at the end of the half. And he said, he gave me the truth about certain guys weren't going to run this play. They said, screw that. I'm not playing. I'm not doing this. And Kirk has no idea this is taking place until he gets up to the line of scrimmage. So just tell me what transpired in one of those games where, you know, what I read.
So we was
go ahead.
We was getting ready to clinch the NFC East. I think it was the same situation that the guys just played in today. And I don't know how much time was left. Like, it's probably like under 10 seconds. And we called a timeout. We had no more timeouts left. And there was a big argument between the wide receivers and Coach Gruden. They wanted us to just kick the field goal, take the points going in the half. Gruden is like, hey, we got another shot to score a touchdown possibly. So we're going to run one more play. It's going to be a fade out the end zone, or, you know, just something where the clock is going to stop if it's an incomplete pass. We go in and kick the field goal.
You're talking Pierre and Deshaun are the ones that are the wideouts.
Yeah. So it's a huge argument going on, like in the middle of the timeout, like kick the fucking field goal. No, we're going to run this play. And then next thing you know, they call a play, they line up, and Kirk takes a knee with no timeouts on like the 3-yard line. So we are pissed. I mean, everybody's pissed. The guys on defense is pissed. Like, what the fuck are y'all calling? Like, how dare you not kick the ball or have a design play call? Right. So we're going to the halftime, and it's like Royal Rumble in there. Half the players want to kick the coach's ass. I mean, it was crazy. Deshaun Jackson caught an asthma attack. I mean, it was crazy. And we had to literally hold the guys back from fighting the damn coaches. But it was so funny, yo. We after, I think that whole halftime, I don't even think we went over halftime adjustments. It was just straight arguing. And then at some point, we were just like, hey, we got to go out here and win this game in the second half. Let's do this shit. And, you know, we got together and came out there and had a great second half. But that halftime was the funniest thing ever. Not looking back, not at the time though.
Not at the time, no. I mean, I think you know, when Jay finally told me, you know, it's in the off season, and he's telling me, and he goes, you remember that play at the end of the half when Kirk basically just took a knee?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, he said to me, both his wideouts said, we're not in the huddle, said, we're not running that shit. We're not running. We're not running the route. But and he said he took the snap and he looked up and he saw nobody move. And at that point, he's like,
when he hiked the ball, Pierre and DJ, neither one of them moved. They was like, I can't believe Coach really gonna do this shit. And then Kirk ain't know what to do. He just took a knee.
And I think Jay had to Jay was arguing with Deshaun or trying to calm him down. One of the
it was him and Pierre, because they told Coach Gruden not to run a play, just take the points and let's go on to halftime. Let's just get these points. We don't need to try and force another. But I felt like, honestly, just as a football player, I felt like we had a chance just to run, you know, a quick back shoulder fade play, and if it don't work, then you know you kick the field goal. But others had different opinions, and it got kind of ugly.
It's amazing. That's what I said about the circus, and this is the kind of a different circus. And Ron Rivera's not playing around. That's why he waived Dwayne Haskins on Monday and said, "I can't deal with this anymore." You know, and I think he gave him enough opportunity. And as we said on the pregame show, I hope that he gets the right people around him that can advise him correctly. And he's got to kind of, you know, readjust how he thinks about what he wants from the game and what he wants from life, because he's got physical skills. But back to this squad.
I was saying the same thing. You know, like when you talk with your friends and, you know, you, especially as an African American, I always want to see our quarterbacks have a chance and go out there and do well.
Right.
And to see, you know, the immature acts that he had. I mean, he is a young guy, so that's kind of with the territory. But at the end of the day, you're a professional athlete. You're getting paid millions of dollars, and there's an expectation, especially as a quarterback, that you have to upheed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bottom line is your head coach is is battling cancer, and you have 52 other guys in the locker room, and we're in a COVID protocol. You can't put anybody else who then goes home to their families, to their parents, to their kids. That's, you know, I don't care how young or old you are. There's a brain in there, and if you're paying attention at all to what's going on in our country, you know,
and even if it's not like if it wasn't COVID, you know, it wouldn't be a problem. But the fact that we're going through all this COVID stuff, and you know how dangerous this disease is, there's no reason to put yourself at risk, whether you went to a strip club or had the strippers come to you, or there's no need for that, especially as a starting quarterback, and you just lost your job, and then you got it back, and then you go do that after a loss. It was like, come on,
ridiculous. Bro. All right, so Tom Brady and the Buccaneers come to town next Saturday. You're a defensive player. You know that you're facing a guy who is probably deemed one of the top 3 quarterbacks in NFL history. Is that fair?
No question. Okay. Tom Brady, as soon as you mention his name, you got to mention GOAT, you know, because there's especially during our time. It hasn't been a better.
All right, so you're a defender. You're going against him, and everybody said at the beginning of the season, well, he's gone to Tampa, and he's 43. Well, shit. The way he's played this year and some of the games he's had, I mean, I haven't seen a drop off. So, tell me, if you are Jack Del Rio, the defensive coordinator of the Washington football team, how are you trying to attack, or as a player, how would you like to attack a Tom Brady offense?
We got to get him off the spot. You know, if you let him sit back there and pat the ball, you know, he's going to find the open guy. You know, you have to get pressure up the middle on Tom Brady. And the few times that I played against him, and we had success against him, we had like a lot of double-A gap blitzes, and we pushed the middle of the pocket and made it really uncomfortable for him. But if
he does get rattled when he gets hit, right?
Right. Even if you don't sack him, you just touch him, you know, it messes him up. So you just have to find a way to just keep being a nag, like a little fly to just in someone's ear. You just have to be annoying to him all game, and that really pisses him off. But if you give him time with all those weapons, he got Gronk, he got Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans, you got AB.
Yeah, Mike Evans.
The running back is a hell of a player, you know what I mean? So they got a lot of weapons. So
Jones.
if you give him time, he's gonna pick you apart. Yeah.
And Antonio Brown too. I mean, they got a lot of freaking weapons. Mike Evans bothers me because he's a big guy.
Hopefully he could come back from that injury. He had a bad knee injury.
Fingers crossed.
I think he had a knee extension.
Oh, today?
Yeah, it was a non-contact injury.
For our sake,
I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, he got carted off.
For our sake, I hope he's out.
Yeah. One of the bright spots for that the Washington defense, not only is that front line, but the DBs. Kendall Fuller's having himself a heck of a year, and Cameron Curl is playing his ass off.
That's the safety,
it's been different. They've had some studs stepped up and played, and you know, can make plays against the Tom Brady, who might, with all the study he does, he looks for tendencies, right? Looks at the guys. I don't think that you can glean a tendency off of a Cameron Curl yet, because you know, as much tape as you want to look at,
game film.
Right? He's just a different cat, and he's making instinctive moves, right?
Yeah, but you know, the one thing that I feel like a lot of defensive coordinators try and do with Brady, but he's seen it all, is they try to do a lot of disguise and coverage. So you can't get too cute with disguising and then someone forgets their assignment. But if you could show something that's really not what you're playing and play something else after the ball is snapped, you know, it'll definitely confuse them. And as long as that defensive line can get after them, you know, you can switch it up on the back end. But you have to be on the same page every play, because as soon as you make that mistake, Brady's going to find that open person.
Does Tom Brady really complain to the refs as much as people like to talk
Hell
about?
Yeah, dude. Watch the game. Shoot,
that's what I thought. I just wanted to hear it from you, or from basically anybody who's actually played him.
Oh man, he's always come on.
Oh God, he's such a crybaby.
He goes after those reps. If he throws that ball and his receiver's falling on the ground, he's calling for a pass interference. He's pissed that he didn't get that call. So he definitely goes after the rep, man.
Okay, so your call, and I know it's going to be a call from the heart, but you have the Washington defense, which is really good, top 3 in the league, top 2 against the pass against Tampa Bay. The big question mark is what kind of offense, what kind of quarterback going to be under center for Washington. But what's your gut tell you about a team coming to FedEx Field? And while I'd like to say that's great, it's never been a great spot for home field advantage, and there's no fans anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. So what's your call next Saturday?
Hey, I'm going Washington with the win. You know, we've come close the last couple of times, and this has been the year of the underdog winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the hungry defense that we have, we're going to come up with those key stops and find a way to beat Tampa. Our defense is hungry. Our defensive line is probably something that Tampa Bay really hasn't seen all year, outside of when they probably played the Saints, but they don't have 4 dogs up front. You probably just got to worry about 1 or 2. So hopefully we can get it done up front and get after Brady and make him frustrated. And then on the other hand, hopefully we can run the ball down Tampa's throat. But they have a really good defense too with those linebackers, Levante David and the other kid. And they also have a good front 4 too. So it'll be a good game of a good battle of the defenses, and hopefully we could come out on top.
I like it. Fred Smoot doing his best impression of Doug Peterson's brain and is missing in action. So there you go.
MIA.
I'm gonna tell Fred that you showed up and he didn't. He did this one other time. We had Chad Ochocinco who came in for the pregame show. Okay, Child Please. He came in for the pregame show, and Fred showed up at the very end when we'd already said goodbye to Chad, and Fred did not believe that Chad had come on the show, and we had to show him video of him on the show, and he's like, "Oh, he did come." I'm like, "You dog." Hey, Bake, man, I really appreciate your time. I'm glad that you're adjusting to life after football. Well, you're always one of the smarter guys in that locker room. So I really appreciate it, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Hey, one last question.
Yep.
Do I look Amish?
Oh boy.
Oh hell no.
Thank you. Thank you. They call me Amish, and even Jason Campbell said this is an Amish beard, but I don't see that. So I just needed that validation from you. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Amish, do you know how much weed Baker has smoked in his life? Okay. He can't see.
That's irrelevant to me.
He doesn't know. He thinks you're a brother.
That's irrelevant to me. That's irrelevant to me.
Enjoy the gummies.
I don't think you're Amish.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Whatever. Thank man. Great to see you, dog. Appreciate your time, and hopefully we can do this again.
Oh, definitely, man. Thanks for having me. Make me a regular, man. I need something to do.
All right, cool. We'll have fun. We can curse and everything. It's awesome. All right, that's Chris Baker. Appreciate you, dog. Love it.
Peace out.
All right, that's Chris Baker, Swaggy. Very cool. That was cool. Very cool. No, he was a guy who came into the league undrafted, as he said, and then kind of just became he worked his ass off hard and started to make plays, and then was making a lot of plays and forced the team to give him a contract, and then he played 2 more years, and then went off to Tampa. So no, he's a really good dude. You go into a locker room, NFL locker room, you'd like to be able to talk to all 52, 53 players without thinking about it. But you get into the locker room and you find the guys who don't want to talk to you, some guys who will talk but begrudgingly and won't give you crap. Then you get the intelligent guys who know how to play the game on the field and know how to play the game in the locker room. And it's not really a game. They just want to they're enjoying their job. And you're enjoying your job. And so you start to have these conversations. And so he was one of those go-to guys in the locker room. He gave you some funny stuff and gave you some serious stuff. He was always one of my favorites to cover. And
yeah, you always appreciate those people who are willing to, who understand exactly what you just said of playing on and off the field and speaking to the media, benefits you, but
Right.
it's also the people who are genuine about it, because there are some people who just kind of fake it, but then there are people like him who you can just tell that they're just genuine, good people. Like, big difference.
Fred Smoot was supposed to be here, ladies and gentlemen, but his time was needed elsewhere. Once again, the Washington football team said, "No, Fred, we want to use you first." And so that's what happens when Fred doesn't show up. Is the Washington football team media folks get a hold of him? Funny how that happens now and again.
Yeah, now and again. I think
now and again
more often
that
than
happens.
that.
Yeah. So what the heck? Would love to have heard from Fred. I'm sure that he's had an internal alcohol rub during the back half of this game, but what the hell? So that's it for Chicken Smoot. I don't know what next week. Next week is 8:00 game. Actually, I should be okay because so we'll be good to go. Whether or not we do that from home again or from this restaurant, we'll see. We have to make a decision on that. Because August usually closes at nighttime, and nobody wants to get home at 1:00 in the morning these days and hang out. So this kind of worked out well. Pre-game and post-game, just no atmosphere, right? Just talking heads. But and no eyebrows. You didn't bring your eyebrows, which is kind of
I didn't, but I will at some point. I was going to bring him for halftime, but
I was just figured. Yeah, people are just listening to us going, "What the hell are these guys talking about?"
Yep.
All right, man. That is Cy Fenwick. I'm Chick Hernandez. Fred Smoot was a no-show tonight, but the Washington football team did show up at least enough to get the victory. They are NFC East champions with 7 wins. They get to host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady next Saturday night live at 8:15.
Aren't you excited that they got the 8:15 game? There are 6 games. 2 of them were, there's a Saturday night and a Sunday night. So that's 2 out of 6.
I wonder why that is.
And somehow, again, the Washington football team got one of the 2 8:00 games.
It's weird because there haven't been barn burners when it comes to this league for a while.
It has to be Tom Brady.
Oh, that's a good point.
That would be my guess.
No, that's a good point. But you're right. No, you're right. I hadn't thought about that. You're right, because they have been woeful on national TV throughout the years. But Dallas and Washington has been a prime time game. But no, you're right. That's going to be Brady. There'll be a bunch of lead up to it. We'll hear about Giselle Bundchen and the kids and blah 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 blah.
Yep. Blah. And then also before you go, do you want to see what the other side of the wall of my podcast room looks like?
I'm always willing to see. Because you have a podcast.
This is a house that I moved into. I'm creating a podcast room.
Anybody could say that. That's great.
I was given permission to paint over this wall that I'm about to show you for the record, but I just haven't done it yet.
Okay, so you're going
to paint the family that lived here had done this.
Yes.
But here we go.
Okay.
Just so you see it.
Oh, Jesus of Nazareth. You're living in a child's room. This is nice. Wow.
This is my podcast room.
I think you should leave that up there.
Boy named Gavin. I'm not sure.
A boy named Gavin.
Hopefully
There's a great show on BBC. Right. Gavin and Stacey. Great show on BBC. No. It's with a very young what's his name? Late night host. Gordon.
I'll look it up. I've not heard of that.
Gordon? What's his name? First name.
Don't ask me. I haven't heard
the late night host on CBS. James Corden. Come on, he does the whole karaoke in the car thing. Tell me you don't know. Really? You don't know who James Corden is? I mean, if Fred was here right now. Are you serious?
Unfortunately. I'll look it up.
Do you know who the late night hosts are on TV?
I know. I love Stephen Colbert.
Okay, Colbert.
And I love Fallon.
That's early.
Let's see. That's early.
Fallon and Colbert are early at 11:30.
And then there is another.
Don't be Googling.
Jimmy. There's another Jimmy. I'm not Googling.
Jimmy.
I'm just Jimmy. There's Fallon, and then there's.
No. Yeah,
blank.
You suck.
Yeah,
Kimmel.
This is not good.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Thank you. I love Kimmel though.
So
I just blanked on it.
You suck.
I do.
So Jimmy Kimmel, ABC.
Yep.
Fallon, NBC.
Okay.
CBS, Colbert first, and then James Corden comes on after. He's a British guy.
Oh, I only stay on for Colbert.
I'd love to see what people are saying right now about this. So James Corden does the very famous car karaoke. He gets stars to come in He basically is. He needs.
Oh,
needs
yeah, I've seen that. I just didn't know
Okay.
that was that
needs-
guy's name.
He needs 2 people in the car so they can do
The karaoke.
the lane. What's the lane called? Multiple occupancy lane.
Oh, HOV.
Yes. So he needs to have somebody in the car with him. So he's got everybody.
Yeah, I've
Stevie Wonder.
seen that. I just
Okay.
didn't know that was his name.
Really?
Yes.
So like when you watch a video, you just don't pay attention to what the hell the person's name is.
I usually do. Well, I have to watch enough of them to like really catch on to the name.
Jesus of Nazareth. Don't stick any of this on the podcast because this would just be embarrassing for you.
Yeah.
So James Corden is in this show. It started in 2015. He's about, I would say, 60 pounds heavier in the show. It's a British show. Gavin and Stacey it's very actually I think you would like it.
I'll check it out. No, I appreciate it. I'm always looking for new stuff.
Look for Gavin and
The
Stacey.
Office left Netflix, so I'm always looking for new stuff.
Did you know The Office released what they released today? Did you see that? Did you see what they released?
What did they release?
Ah.
Well, I've seen stuff on Peacock because I unfortunately have to subscribe to a 10th streaming service now. But
so at the beginning of the show, they do these little vignettes and comedies sometimes.
Yep.
Not every show, but they do it for most shows, right?
Yep.
And today, I think it was. I mean, I saw it today. I think they released it today. Peacock. It's on Peacock. They released one that they had never aired on television.
Oh well, I know what I'm gonna do after I finish the podcast. I guess I'm gonna be up all night.
It is a. What's the movie called? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Come on.
I'm refraining from Googling it.
Yeah, don't.
I've not seen
The
this.
Matrix. The Matrix.
I did see a clip of that, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yes. So it's like I think it's a 4-minute vignette.
Yep, because Hank passed. The actor who plays Hank passed away. That's right.
Oh, that's
I loved that.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the end of the clip, they say in loving memory of.
That's right.
Yeah, and that was the actor who played Hank, who was playing Morpheus. And the other funny joke is that he was going as Dorpheus, which randomly is a nickname that I have for one of my dogs.
That is
completely unrelated.
That is really random.
I've called one of my dogs Dorpheus for many years. And I see somebody on Facebook says threat level midnight ? Look it up. They released the whole movie on YouTube a while ago. And it is something. Yeah. If you go to Google or YouTube and you go to The Office threat level midnight, you'll be amazed. It's like a 25-minute film.
I'm just looking to see what everybody's
quite spectacular.
Saying. This is it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
All right. So Amish will put together the podcast that'll come out tomorrow or the next day. Obviously, we got some decent stuff on pregame and Jason Campbell. But Jason was really good on some stuff, and definitely the Baker story about the game.
Yep, absolutely.
That is a huge one. All right, go to bed because I know you got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Unfortunately,
late morning. Yep, I understand. That's it for Chicken Smoot without the smoot, and he will be smacked accordingly. I'm going to text you. I'm going to text you a text I got, which you'll just love.
Look forward to it.
Later, it was earlier this evening. I got a text. Actually, it was at 6:34. I got a text.
Oh,
I will tell you what that is. I'll text it to you. But for Mr. Cy Femick, I'm Chick Hernandez, Fred Smoot, the MIA. Next week, Saturday, 8:15, Washington hosting Tampa Bay. And we will be in some form or fashion the Chicken Smoot Show.
Yep. Division champs and playoffs. We'll take it.
Unbelievable. All right. Peace out. I'll talk to you.